Hi guys, Darth Deuces here with another action figure review, and I decided to pick up the other two Vanguard figures from the McFarlane Toys Destiny Wave, the newest wave. I previously reviewed K6, and I've been wanting to get the other two to have all three of the Vanguard. So I picked them up, so now we're going to take a look at Ikora Rey, and I have her in the packaging this time, so we're going to take a quick look at the packaging for these McFarlane Toys figures. So here it is. And the packaging really aren't that anything special. It's got Destiny on the top, and I apologize if there's any ambient noises. I'm right outside of a bus stop, and there's not a whole lot I can do about it. But yeah, you get the Hellspawn emblem code inside. I've already used mine for Cade, and I'm pretty sure it's the same for all of them. And it's kind of neat. I've seen it in game. It's okay, but it's nothing too crazy. And here is the figure, and it's fully showcased with the clear window box packaging. Vanguard Mentor Ikora Rey. You got an image of Ikora there. And on the back here you have Destiny, Bungie, McFarlane Toys. You got the color tops, number 45. You got the other figures in the wave. I reviewed K6 already. We are reviewing Ikora Rey. I will review Zavala last. And there's also a Vaulted Glass Titan exclusive. I'm assuming it's exclusive to Walmart, but by the colors, maybe it's a Target exclusive. I have no idea. All I know is that from what I've seen, all the exclusives are pretty much really hard to get. So, yeah. But I'm not going to get that. I don't really care about that. I already have a Titan figure. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging. So let's crack this one open and we'll take a closer look at Ikora out of the packaging. Alright, so I got Ikora Rey out of the packaging. And this figure is actually pretty cool. A lot like the K6 figure, this figure surprises me on how well it is. McFarlane has learned, I suppose, from their previous releases of figures, especially on the color tops line, and there still suffers from some problems that McFarlane Toys never seems to get over. But it's a vast improvement over a lot of figures I've seen McFarlane produce lately. So, yeah, but first off, she does come with the code, and because I've already used the code for the Hellspawn emblem, here you go. There's the code, so first come, first serve. If you're not going to get any of these figures, but you want a free Destiny 2 logo, go for it. So that's out of the way. Now we'll go on to Ikora. And she's really good, and like no surprise with McFarlane Toys figures, sculpt and paint is really well done. And I have to say, especially on the face, is really good. Now I don't know if they use face print technology for their Destiny figures or not. But if they did, it turned out really good. The eyes look great. I love the paint on the eyes. Looks really good. Really nice and sharp. The eyebrows look good. The face and the lips look great. Sorry. Skin tone looks good. The hair is pretty good. I picked out one out of the bunch that had the best painted hair. This one had the most closest one to the hairline painted good. That looks really good. And the rest of the costume looks really nice as well, or gear, I suppose. I like the collar. The high collar looks really cool, and the gray looks really nice with a little bit of like a grayish dark wash over it to bring out the details. And she's got her medallions there. You got this purple thing on there. I don't know what it is. And the vast majority of her costume is a dark purple with a lighter pinkish purple, which looks really good. So that's really cool. You got the armor here. And what's really cool about this, I would have expected these shoulder pads to be molded to the shoulders to make the arm articulation suck, but they're actually soft plastic and molded to the top shoulder part, so they move outwards, so you can actually get the full range of motion that you should be able to get. That's actually really cool. So props to McFarlane for doing something that other companies have been doing for a long time now. But it's nice to see it. The whole top piece is actually a separate piece, as you can see, so that's interesting. You got a hole there for weapon storage, and you got her belt and her sash there, which looks good. And you got some like knickknacks or something hanging off there, warlock stuff. You got her, I can't remember what they call the warlocks called. It's been so long since I played as a warlock. Their mark, I think it is. Or no, that's the Titan. I don't remember what this is called. But you got that there, and it looks really good. It's got like a darkish purple in the middle with a light bluish purple sort of fading into that, which is really cool. And you got the silver clamp. The decals on the arm look good. You've got the arm gauntlets that look really nice as well. This one has some brown strap on it and some black wash, which is cool. You've got the rest of the robe, which looks really good. You got all these nice printed details. There's a little bit of paint scuffage and bleed, but it doesn't look too bad at all. And you got the pants here, which are pretty simple looking, but the sculpt is still great, and you got a nice wash over it to make them look worn, which is cool. And the boots look good as well. That's a nice brown wash to make them look worn and dirty, which is cool. And overall, she looks really nice, actually. I'm impressed. She looks better than, honestly, she did looking at her in person in the packaging. Playing around with her, I like it. Looks quite good. In terms of articulation, usually with McFarlane toys, articulation's pretty bad because the company and McFarlane likes to sacrifice articulation in favor of sculpt and accurateness. When they're action figures, I'd like some sacrifice to the sculpt in favor of articulation, and we do get some more articulation than we usually do with Destiny McFarlane figures. Not as good as Cade 6, but still not bad. She does have a ball joint in the head, and you can get rotation. You can get her looking up somewhat, looking down a lot, and you can get some really nice pivot, which I think is important for a character, if I'm being honest. Ball hinges of the shoulders move out actually quite a bit, which is good, and you can bring them forward, which is also good. Single ball hinges at the elbows, which bend just shy of 90 degrees because of the way the sleeve is sculpted, but it's not terrible. Then you have ball hinges at the wrist as well that swivel, so you can rearrange them the way you want. Swivel at the waist. You got those swivel and hinge joints at the hips, so you can kick out quite far despite the robe, which is nice, which is made of a pliable material. But unfortunately, because of this, you're not getting a whole lot of spread out of the figure, which is unfortunate. But you can still get somewhat. If you play around with it enough, I'm sure you can work with it. Single ball hinges at the knees move about 9 degrees, so that's not too bad. And then ball joints at the ankles, which move up quite a bit, down just a little bit, and actually have a slightly better pivot than Cade's, which is kind of funny. So articulation actually isn't bad, all things considered. She looks pretty sweet. I'm actually really impressed with these figures. And in terms of accessories, she doesn't come with very much. She just has her display base, the new ones they've been going for, which I am liking. I just like that they're smaller and simpler, and you just plug that onto her right foot, and there, away you go. She also comes with a shotgun. This is one of the Vanguard shotgun weapons. I don't know what it's called. I don't remember. I don't keep track of what every weapon's called in the game. I think I might actually have this gun, and I still don't know what it's called, so there's that. But it's pretty good. Sculpt's nice. I like that they actually hollowed out the barrel a bit, so that's cool. And then the paint apps for the Vanguard, like the Vanguard emblems and whatnot, looks good as well. And you do have a weapon peg, which you can remove. This one's in there quite tight, but you can plug it into her back for storage if you want. And it actually goes in like all the way, so the gun's actually touching her back, as opposed to some figures where they're like only go into like here, which I hate because it doesn't look as good. That looks quite good. It sits nice and flush, so I like that. And it looks good on her back. And you can also take it out. And she has a sculpt trigger finger on actually both fingers, and her hands aren't as pliable. I'm just realizing they're not as pliable as Cade's was, but you can still wrap her fingers in there without too much of an issue. And she can hold the shotgun. I'm going to assume you can get a two-handed pose. Oh yeah. Yeah, so you can get her holding it with two hands. I don't know, in terms of aiming poses, I think it might be a bit hard to do that, but you can get her holding it, so that's good. And in terms of size comparison, here she is with Cade. So that looks really good. And with just the standard 6-inch figure, here's the Juggernaut Wave Deadpool. And even though I thought these figures are supposed to be 7-inch scale figures, but they're scaling in really well at 6 inches, because this is like standard 6-inch Deadpool is, and she's just about the same height, so that's really cool. Overall, this is actually a really cool figure. I'm actually a lot more impressed than I thought I was going to be. So if you're a fan of Destiny and you want some Destiny figures, I highly recommend these Vanguard figures. So far, Cade and Ikora have been really great, and I'm sure Zavala is going to be too, which is going to be my next review. So stay tuned for that one. And let me know what you think in the comments down below. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.